so you'll listen, Marion, so shut up. Jonathan's my friend, and you've treated him very badly. He's a great artist.
He's a genius.
You stole from him, Marion. It's not nice to steal from a great artist.
Please stop.
Painted Black is a 1989 thriller with slasher elements that features a fun cast and a memorable psycho stalker. I was recently rewatching the underrated Keanu Reeves film River's Edge, and was curious what other features the film's director Tim Hunter had done. It turns out he became a rather prolific TV director, but I was pleasantly surprised when his follow-up to River's Edge was a horror flick. Painted Black's original director was fired shortly after production began, and Tim Hunter found himself rewriting the script at night and shooting all day to finish up the production. So let's take a look at Painted Black and see if it's an underrated classic like River's Edge, or a messy pseudo-slasher.
If this is for sale, I'd like to buy it.
I don't know, it's gonna be pretty expensive.
It's not just because you saved my life. I can really see that you're a genius.
Jonathan Dunbar is a talented and handsome artist who's having an affair with a gallery owner in hopes of getting his art some recognition. Jonathan also begins having a sexual tryst with a famed art collector's daughter. Unbeknownst to Jonathan, there's an art thief that is breaking into wealthy homes in the city and attacking its inhabitants and stealing their prized art. One night, Jonathan stumbles across a wounded man who pleads for Jonathan to take him to his mother's home instead of the hospital. Jonathan agrees and saves the man's life, not knowing he just saved the art thief that has been burglarizing the town. The art thief is named Eric and begins a friendship with Jonathan, becoming obsessed with his art and the man. Eric begins killing anyone that threatens Jonathan or his rise to the top of the art world, beginning with the controlling and manipulative gallery owner. As the bodies begin to pile up around Jonathan, he realizes that someone is making a killing in the art world, and it may just be his new best friend.
Be very still and very quiet now. Van Gogh gave an ear for art, but you don't want to lose yours, do you, Gregory?
Oh, Jesus, who are you?
Painted Black is a well-made and slick thriller that features enough cheesy moments and exploitive erotica to make it a fun and enjoyable outing. It's not a straight-up slasher, but it does feature some slasher-esque kills, and the character of Eric is an entertainingly disturbed psycho. Doug Savant plays Eric, and he is the highlight of the flick. He plays a convincing and menacing stalker, and his performance is a hoot to watch. There's also a homoerotic undertone to the whole proceeding as Eric covets and protects Jonathan. There's definitely some intentional subtext going on. Rick Rossovich is likable as Jonathan. I always remember him as the dude from The Terminator and Top Gun. He turns in a capable performance, and he is mediocre in the lead. His character just isn't given a whole lot to do until the film's last act. I gotta laugh out of the fact his character is the kind of struggling artist who pays for his convenience store goods with fabricated art.
I want the Winged Angel. I've already got a place picked out for it in my gallery. Much as I admire you, Jonathan, you take another step and it's all over.
The supporting cast is great. You have Julie Carmen from John Carpenter's In the Mouth of Madness, Sally Kirkland, Martin Landau. It's a great cast for a late 80s B-movie. Painted Black takes a while to get going and has some pacing issues at the start, but once Eric begins stalking Jonathan and killing off his enemies, the film picks up steam and becomes a top thriller. The body count isn't too high in this, but there are some memorable murder set pieces. The kills are also brutal and realistic, but nothing over the top. There's a decent amount of TNA in the movie and a few cheesy sex scenes. The film is shot and edited well, and director Tim Hunter does make the film a stylish outing. Supposedly, the director was going for a neo-noir vibe and trying to bring some Hitchcockian elements into the movie. The film attempts some half-baked social commentary on the upper class exploiting artists, but it's rather forced and unnecessary. For entertainment purposes, I think the film would have been better had it embraced its true slasher elements and played it more horror than erotic thriller. Painted Black screened at the Cannes Film Festival before being dumped on VHS by Vestron Video, where the film has since been forgotten. Painted Black is an underrated slasher thriller that deserves more love than it gets, but it's still a rather silly and cliched outing.
Hello, Gina. I hope you like my art. You look very, very pretty. Have you ever considered modeling?